Read a lot.
Alright, y'all probably never heard of Hunter Stutz, but the kid went to school here last year, and he had like the worst Adderall addiction I've ever seen. Like, you probably don't even know that you get addicted to Adderall, but it's a real thing. This kid spent all of his money and all of his time buying Adderall and putting it up his nose. And it was just like, I didn't really hang out until second semester. The one I did, he was already pretty far into the whole addiction thing. And as soon as he got money, he would go out, spend 30, 50 bucks on Adderall, and then stay up for like 3 days straight. Sometimes I've seen him stay up for like 5 days straight. Pretty ridiculous. I couldn't do it, but I don't know. That was his thing, staying up for 5 days straight. It's crazy. And eventually the Adderall addiction turned into cocaine addiction, because little people know, but they are very close to the same drug. Same feeling you get, it affects the same, it gives you the same euphoria, it affects the same dopamine receptors in the brain. And so he just started, he was offered cocaine once and he started doing coke. And next thing you know, the Adderall addiction turned into cocaine addiction. And that lasted till the end of our freshman year. And then after that, he started just doing a lot of coke over the summer. So that's obviously not good. But I mean, he still had his shit together, he still kept his job, still stayed in school, came back fall sophomore year. And fall sophomore year, it just kind of got worse. He started doing a lot more coke, started doing a lot more Adderall. He'd go like an entire week without sleep. And eventually, all that got him into trouble. He was on one of his binges, staying up, probably his fourth night, and he was out, and he got threw a rock at an apple tree, but the cop thought he was just throwing something. So a police officer whipped around and got him for possession of Vyvanse and Adderall, Schedule II. Controlled substance, and he got pulled out of school. And all just because he started taking Adderall to study. That's where it started. Just took a little bit of Adderall, trying to get stuff done. The next thing you know, it accelerated and kicked out of school. A matter of 8 months maybe. Life went down the drain. And that's what happens. Alright, second person I want to talk about is this girl named Tiffany. She was a year above me. I met her my freshman year too, and she already had a lot of problems when I met that girl. She was already really messed up, and she kind of went opposite. You know how Hunter went from Adderall to cocaine? She was already a coke addict when I met this girl, and that was just her thing. Like she fiended for it. All of the money she got, she sold a little bit of moonshine, and every time she got money from that, she just bought a lot of coke with it. But eventually, she couldn't find anybody to sell the coke anymore. So she turned to Adderall just because it's the next closest thing. And she started buying Adderall, and since that lasts probably like 10 times longer than coke does, this girl, first time I saw her taking Adderall, she ate one and did not eat food for the next 3 days. Just didn't sleep for the next night, and then did not eat for the next 3 days straight. Shrunk up like a prune. Like, this girl got skinny. But I mean, she liked it. It lasted longer, and it was even more powerful than coke sometimes. She told me. So she started doing a lot of Adderall instead of doing a lot of blow. And that's not necessarily good, because she wasn't eating. Like, I swear I saw this girl lose 20 pounds in like a week. But her parents were already kind of like watching out for her, like to mess up, because they knew, you know, she was into drugs and stuff like that. So she had to come home on the weekends. They just had her on lockdown. She couldn't call anybody on her phone. But after an Adderall binge, I don't know, she's probably on about like 60 milligrams of Adderall a day at this point. Well, finally, she found someone to sell her coke. So she bought coke, and it wasn't strong enough when she was snorting. It wasn't as strong as the Adderall. So what she did to make it stronger was she got some needles. And then she took the needles and she was shooting the coke up. And I don't know, she just went crazy with it. Like, I was watching her do it. This girl put 7 holes in her left arm. She put 5 holes in her right arm. She put 4 holes in her breast right here, and she put 1 hole in her hip. And just so happened, her parents came up the next day to eat lunch with her, and saw the holes. I mean, not that hard to miss. There's what, 5, 7, 4. It's 17 of them. And they pulled her right out of school. Now she's got no more career. She's not coming back to school. She was a junior. She's already more than halfway there. Another life, another career, right down the drain.